Our first question is from Mila, grade 11.
And also later you say, I also prefer way. Prefer way. That is question. So you arrange some microphone. I think at least one question from this group, one question from this group, one question from that, so at least four questions. Now first read. Written question.
What is His Holiness's vision for a peaceful future? And what does His Holiness identify as threats towards world peace?
Karsa. That I think I already told. I already answered. So written question, before listening my talk, already you put questions, so that's the problem. Okay, so ultimate peace through inner peace. Peace not through weapon, not through force. Peace only through inner peace. And then also, you see, peace does not mean no problem. Problem, so long we human being, with smart brain there, some problems always remain. Therefore, we need peaceful method to deal these problems. So that's a dialogue. So I often see telling people, expressing, 20th century becomes century of bloodshed. Not solve our problem. Immense sort of violence in 20th century. If you see brought a better world, then we can justify that immense violence. But that not the case. Therefore, use common sense. Only way to solve our problem through talks, through dialogue. Like dialogue within your family. So, entire 7 billion human beings, as human brothers and sisters, some differences, some different interests, different views. It's a talk, through talk. And if something sort of quite serious, then, understand human nature, different mental disposition. Therefore, different views, different interests bound to happen. Like that. Through that way, dialogue. That's, I think, the realistic, effective way to bring peaceful century. That's the way. So, you young people, you see, should they think, or should try. The idea of dialogue should be part of your life. Whenever you face some sort of conflict, about to conflict where, then through education, you should develop sort of sense of how to solve this problem through dialogue, not how to solve this by force, not that way. Next question.
Good afternoon. I'm Dhananjay, grade 10. So my question is, everything changes. Nothing remains without a change. Thus, the world today is a completely different place from what it used to be. What moral values does His Holiness think are important in such a technological age where gadgets such as the computer and the internet have become integral parts in the life of a human being?
This technology, modern technology, these things actually dealing with physical comfort, not mental comfort. Here, mental comfort, you see, seeing something nice, you get some sort of satisfaction. Hearing some beautiful sort of music, you feel some satisfaction. That's temporary. These mental level, some kind of satisfaction or some kind of peace is actually entirely depend on sensorial levels of information. That is very short, temporary. So peace or violence usually not happen due to sensorial level experience, but through sensorial sort of the sensorial experiences, then reach mental level, then judge this is good or bad for me, this is good for me or bad for me. And through that way, violence usually comes. Clear? It is very, very essential. Make distinction, sensorial level, or say the sensorial level consciousness and the mental level consciousness. And similarly, some pains and pleasure, mainly sensorial level and mental level. There's, up to now, this scientists not yet sort of they carry serious sort of investigation. So last few years, I suggesting to scientists now carry some sort of test person who, without sort of using sensorial sort of feeling, but simply on the basis of past memory or future vision, the mental level, you see, let develop some kind of anxiety, some kind of sort of worry or pleasure. Nothing to do with sensorial sort of, or say, the information. And then another sensorial level sort of information, then some pleasure or unhappiness or happiness. I think on brain level, there could be some different sort of the movement in different part of the brain. So still not yet sort of they develop fully. I think some scientists, now for example, there's some brain specialist, some neuron or these sort of scientists now begin to feel change of brain, the third factor, that we call consciousness or mind. Some cases they already found through training of mind, some change of brain. That already now proved through their experiment, like that. So therefore, technology, very good, wonderful, almost like a miracle. But if you believe technology alone bring inner peace, it is wrong. Very clear. Inner peace must develop your own effort and through reasoning, through certain sort of training, like that.
Your Holiness, you said in your opening address that ethnic chauvinism is a great block to reach a great human potential, and it's a waste of our energies and our faculties. So it's especially in a setting like this, when we look at the world and we see ethnicity. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Especially in a setting like this, when students like us see ethnicity dividing people every day and it becoming an excuse for violence, what is your advice, and how can we hope to go about changing things?
So that I already mentioned. With too much emphasis, secondary level of differences. In ancient time, okay, the Muslim world, just think about Muslim. The Hindu world, just think Hindu. Or Buddhist world, just think Buddhist. Maybe at that time, something different. Now today, world, again now, due to technology, world become much smaller, and also population. Now physical distance is not much, so very close each other. So that's the new reality, new world. So because of that reality, world becoming something, one small world, one and smaller, right? Compare with the previous sort of, in the past, compare past, today, world much smaller, in the sense, very close each other. So that that reality, with that reality, we still think century-old concept of we and they, and basis of also divisions, some differences. Then these problems happen. So therefore, now we need some constant special effort. We are same human being. The future of the world depend on humanity, not Muslim, not Hindu, not Buddhist, not non-believer. It is our common interest. So we have to think about humanity rather than my group, their group, like that. So through education, through awareness, and through education, we're becoming more realistic. So thinking about oneness is the realistic approach. Too much emphasis, differences, too much differences is unrealistic thinking. So the reality and our perception, there is gap. Actually, very purpose of education is to reduce gap, appearance, and reality. And scientific research also, you see, try to reduce gap between appearance and reality. So now education should focus, reduce the gap, appearance and reality. So appearance, still we feel we and they. We loves that sort of also there. Also that divisions. Now the actual reality, we should not consider importance of that. Rather, you see, we should develop big we. Entire 7 billion being, part of we, part of me. Okay. So that I believe that way. Another different way. So I think education now, and as far as I think racial problem. I think, for example, America. You see, now today, I think there's much change, isn't it? During, say, I think Lincoln, because of abolish slavery. Then Martin Luther King, civil right. My way, civil right, my way. Isn't it? Civil right. Then eventually, now today's president from black community. I think 50, 100 years ago, I think impossible. United States president, one black person, I think quite impossible, isn't it? These are changing. So the United States itself, multi-racial, multi-culture, and also almost multi-religious. So therefore, because of the environment, things are changing. Now here, India, you're from India, I notice Muslim in this country, very good relation with other faith. 2 years ago, I was in Jodhpur. In my, when I leaving my hotel, one European approached towards me, that he introduced himself, told me he, one Romanian, he has some sort of interest about religious harmony in this country. So he carried some investigation. He found in Rajasthan, and I think near Jodhpur, one Muslim village. Village means at least, I think, a few thousand population must be, isn't it? In a Muslim village, 3 Hindu families he found. Only 3. No fear. Completely safe. and genuine harmony. And then also you see quite clear, the Parsi people who follow Zoroastrianism, very small number, mainly in Bombay. Nowadays, less than 100,000, but no fear. So this country is actually living example. All major world religious traditions live together harmoniously. Occasionally some problems, like sometime back in Orissa, some Christian missionary burned some Hindus, and then Gujarat, I think, some Muslims, you see, burned by Hindus, like that. So pockets, some problems. That's quite understandable. You see, about billion human population, some mischievous people always there. That's understandable. So overall, I think India really marvelous. You also Indian? You? This one, who carry camera? Yes. You Indian? Yes. No? So like that, really. Indian, you see, should realize, you see, that you are really rich tradition. Respect each other. So therefore, and then also I found some Muslim in Indonesia. There are a large number of Chinese community and the Indian community. So Hindus, Buddhists, they are. So from their childhood, you see, they already know there are different religious traditions. So their mentality, because of the environment, something different. Then, of course, the Arab isolated, only Muslim community. So you see people, only one religion, that's Muslim, like that. So you see sometimes, and also you see some Christians. Even myself, when we were in Tibet, you see no contact with other religious tradition. So we feel Buddhism is the best, Buddhism is the only religion, that kind of a feeling. All this, you see, due to lack of sort of awareness, the value of other tradition. After we came this country, and a lot of sort of contact with people who have different religious belief, then eventually we develop, philosophical field, big differences. But that also necessary. Humanity, different sort of mental disposition. So therefore, we need different way of approach. But all same message of love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, these things. So therefore, once we understand that, then harmony comes. So we need some sort of, education or awareness, different religious traditions, all is the same practice. And we need a variety of religions. That also, I think, within my lifetime, I think my sort of Christian friends, like Pope Vatican, you see, they already use religions as already there. There's no longer attitude, one religion, one truth, no longer there. So these are, you see, the more wider contact with other religious people, then develop sort of the awareness, the different religion, not only existing of different religion, but also it's the same sort of, practice. Something like that. So some Christian, one Australia, one occasion, one Christian minister, you see, he introduced, before my talk, he introduced me. Then while he introduced me, he pointed me, this is good Christian. Everybody knows I'm Buddhist. But you see, he deliberately, you see, described good Christian. That means we have common sort of experience, common sort of practice. So then my turn, when my talk, I refer him good Buddhist. So like that. You see, the aspect of practice is concerned. You see, we have similar sort of practice, isn't it? Like that.
My name is Bang and I'm in grade 8.
The more we care for the happiness of others, the greater our own sense of well-being becomes, are the words of His Holiness in an interview he gave. However, in some cases, we ourselves go through difficult times and find it difficult to think of others before ourselves. So in such situations, how can we still care and be compassionate?
Basically, it's a more, the altruistic attitude, more sense of concern of others' well-being than the basis of suspicion, basis of anger, basis of jealousy. These reduce. Clear. Peace of mind, tranquilizer, short moment. Sleeping pill, limited sort of effect, isn't it? Okay. Of course, I never say I'm a good practitioner of Buddhism, but I have some sort of experience through my sort of practice. So I think my life, age 16, now today, 77. Whole 60 years, my life, a lot of sort of problems, a lot of difficulties. But I never touch sleeping pill. I always in good sleep, sound sleep. That's why I never touch tranquilizer. And of course, I'm monk, I cannot drink. So that because of training of mind, training, and look more holistic. Even as a troublemaker, usually we get angry, anger, hatred, but from different sort of angle, look more holistic way, you will find some benefit due to their trouble. They create trouble. You get some more inner strength. If your life too easy, then your life may spoil. So challenge there, that's good thing to strengthening your sort of the inner strength, like that. So judging from that, sometimes you feel, oh, grateful, that troublemaker, like that. So therefore, you see, everything, you see, the mental attitude. Some people, due to certain sort of mental sort of attitude, even small things, they disturb too much. And some people passing through immense difficulties, but they can remain peaceful person. So, same physical body, same human blood, same human body, but because of different sort of mental attitude. Clear? So the ultimate sort of source of inner strength, self-confidence, and create all surround something positive. That is altruism. Altruism here. Then it appears everything looks more positive. Full of anger here, full of suspicion here, everything appears something negative. Okay, like that. And of course, not easy. Not like pill. If some headache and one pill take, then within few minutes something happen. No, the mental training not that way. Firstly, you know the mental sort of system. Usually I describe map of mind. That is a modern education system. It is lacking. You have the biology, very detailed sort of explanation about body. But mind is still very limited. You simply use word compassion or love or forgiveness. But the love and forgiveness, what it causes and conditions. Anger, hatred its own causes, conditions, and how much interdependent these things. We need more knowledge, the mental work, because a mental map like that. Then much easier to deal mental problem like that. And one time, is one American sort of a scientist, Aaron Beck. I think you may have heard Aaron Beck, quite famous. When I met him, his age already, no, sit down. His age already 84, very experienced. He told me, according to his sort of study through treating other sort of people, he concluded when we develop anger, the object which we feel angry, you see, that appears sort of 100% negative. But actually, 90% of that negativeness is your own mental projection. He mentioned that. So that is quite similar. Buddhist psychology also mentioned that. So therefore, you see, we really need, and sometimes not only myself, you see, many of my sort of friends, some scientists, some social worker, and some educationists feel existing modern education system, the moral ethics, education about moral ethics, particularly secular basis, is still lacking. We need more sort of research work. So actually, with help of some professors of Delhi universities and also some American scientists and educationists, since last year we already working, try to create some kind of draft about the curriculum in secular education field, how to sort of educate about moral ethics. Firstly, about mind, like that.